Life support on the freighter Deucalion fell to emergency red. Its nav computer looped. Destination not found. Earth. The captain screamed into an empty comms channel. No one replied. In the galaxy's records, Earth was gone. On the human flagship Lexington, Admiral Susan Vance received the news in icy silence.
Earth deleted. Explain.
The Vale Imperium voted. They erased Earth from all charts, registries, and trade routes. We legally don't exist.
Show me.
The galactic map illuminated. Earth's point went dark and every connected supply route vanished.
By order of the Imperium, the species called humanity is erased from galactic record. They are nothing. No law shields them. No trade reaches them. Let them remember what defiance costs.
Admiral Vance stood rigid, fists clenched. Humanity had been attacked without a single shot. The war had already begun.
Commander Bot, get me, Rao. Full impact assessment. Now.
Within the hour, the senior staff gathered in the Data Warfare Center.
Admiral, the erasure is total. Every treaty, trade route, and astrogation lock tied to Earth has been purged. Within 3 weeks, half our outer colonies will run out of medical supplies. Within 6, food.
They've turned our own civilization against us without a single shot. Can we use their weapon against them?
The Vault's administrative law is symmetrical. If we prove the Imperium's existence is legally invalid under the same rule set, the system will purge them automatically.
But to do that, we'd have to exploit the same bureaucratic loophole that erased us. The galactic powers will see it as an act of war.
They already declared war when they deleted Earth. The only question is whether we fight back on their terms.
It's possible. We'd need to seed a contradiction into the Vault's core registry, an assertion that the Imperium's founding charter is invalid because it violates the Mutual Existence Act.
The same act they used against us. Do it. I want a plan on my desk in 12 hours.
Rao and her team worked through the night. The Vault's architecture was ancient, accreted over millennia. A labyrinth of procedural rules with no central authority.
We found the exact rule they used, Section 112.4 of the Galactic Administrative Code. Any entity whose existence is predicated on violation of the Mutual Existence Act shall be nullified upon petition. The Imperium filed a petition claiming Earth's founding charter invalid. The Vault verified it and executed the purge automatically.
On the holographic whiteboard, a new diagram appeared, a feedback loop where the Vault itself became the weapon.
We just need to prove the Imperium's charter violates the same act. That seems too simple.
Their charter explicitly states their right to dominate lesser civilizations, a direct contradiction to the Mutual Existence Act's guarantee of equal standing.
The room fell silent. Vance leaned forward.
That's their own law. They wrote their death warrant into their constitution. Prepare the petition. We launch the moment it's ready.
Operation Erasure had begun, not with a fleet, but with a file. Weeks later, the cargo ship Demeter limped toward the neutral trade station. Its hull was patched, its crew low on rations. The docking computer flashed a single line. Registry invalid. Earth entity not recognized. Berthing request denied. Through the glass, freighters from a dozen species glided into berth. The Demeter hung in the void, an outcast.
Admiral, the petition is ready. We've packaged the contradiction into a self-executing data packet.
Response time from the Vault.
Once it hits the core registry, the system will verify and purge automatically. It's irreversible.
Vance stood motionless. This was the line between protest and war.
They crossed their line when they deleted Earth. Send it.
The relay drone slipped from the Lexington's bay and vanished into hyperspace, bearing a petition for the Imperium's extinction. The clock was ticking, and somewhere in the dark between stars, a tiny packet of data was about to change everything. The data packet slipped into the Vault's core registry like a whisper. Silently, it began to unspool.
Admiral, the petition is accepted. Section 112.4 is triggering. The Vault is verifying the Imperium's charter violation now. First wave. Minor registry entries, trading licenses, navigational tokens. They're vanishing from public terminals across the network.
On the bustling trade world of Kale Prime, an Imperium merchant stared at his license screen. Entity unknown, revoked. The administrator logged the glitch and dismissed it. 3 other reports came in, all marked as low priority.
They're not even looking. The errors are slipping past their network monitors.
How long until the core systems are affected?
The Vault's redundancy protocols are slowing propagation, days, maybe a week before the first major sector registers cascade.
Then we wait, and we make sure they don't patch the hole.
Beneath the notice of the galaxy's oldest empire, the disease was already systemic. The Imperium just didn't know it yet. On New Haven, the food riots began. The supply chain had broken, and Earth could not authorize aid.
Admiral, 3 colonies are near collapse. They're demanding we abandon this counter-erasure and reopen negotiations.
Reopening negotiations means admitting Earth doesn't exist. The Imperium will never restore us voluntarily.
But our own people are suffering. How long can we wait for a legal loophole to starve an empire?
We wait as long as it takes. Our extinction is the alternative. I won't accept that.
In the Imperium's administrative hub, the anomaly reports piled up. A junior clerk stamped them all, Vault indexing error. No action required. Archon Halix received his weekly status report. He didn't read it. Humanity was already erased in his mind.
They still don't know. But our colonies are running out of time.
Then we buy them time. Rao, prepare the acceleration packet. We expedite the purge.
It will cut the timeline in half, but it risks detection. If they catch us before completion, they could isolate the breach.
The acceleration packet surged through the vault. In hours, the mining world Viridium Prime lost its registry. Freighters in orbit received automatic rejection. Destination unrecognized. Supplies rotted in cargo holds. Imperium Command dispatched a formal protest to the vault, demanding restoration. The vault responded. Protest denied. Originator not recognized as a legitimate entity.
They just lost their primary mineral supply chain. The entire sector is registering null routes.
Good. Now target their diplomatic treaties. Let the galaxy see the Imperium cannot honor its word.
Admiral, if we strike their treaties, the neutral species will see it as an attack on galactic law itself. They'll turn against us.
Neutrality ended when Earth was deleted. If they stand with the Imperium, they stand against us.
The treaty erasure began. The Imperium's alliance with the Corti Assembly was the first to void, and the galaxy watched, realizing that the administrative quiet had become a new kind of war. Archon Halix finally read the consolidated anomaly report. The pattern was unmistakable, a coordinated erasure of the Imperium from the vault.
Summon the full council immediately. This is not a glitch. We are under attack.
The council chamber filled with alarmed ministers. Halix displayed the failing systems on the central hologram.
The humans are erasing us from every chart and treaty. They used our own administrative law.
He ordered an immediate counter-inquiry into Earth's status, demanding restoration, but the vault rejected the filing. Earth entity not recognized. No legal standing to petition.
We erased Earth. Now, nothing cannot petition for restoration. We sealed our own doom.
Aboard the Lexington, Chief Analyst Rao intercepted the Imperium's frantic legal broadcasts.
Admiral, they tried to hit the undo button, but the undo button requires an existing record. They have none.
Admiral Vance allowed a thin smile. The trap had snapped shut, and the Imperium knew it. The Corti Assembly's emergency broadcast flashed across every channel. The demand was simple: halt the administrative warfare immediately.
Admiral, the Assembly is threatening to isolate us if we don't cease. They say we're destabilizing the galaxy. We still have a window to pause and negotiate. Show them we're not mindlessly destructive.
They stood silent while Earth was deleted. Now they want to talk stability.
We can't fight everyone. If we push too far, we'll have no allies when this is over.
Allies earned through fear are stronger than those bought with appeasement. The Imperium must be erased.
The treaty erasure cascaded. A dozen alliance pacts voided automatically. Former Imperium allies sent quiet messages of neutrality. On the galactic map, Imperium systems were blinking amber, one by one, on the verge of going dark. Admiral Vance studied the map. Dozens of systems blinked amber, ready to extinguish.
We don't pause. we press harder.
Chief Analyst Rao's screen revealed a horror. Every Imperium hospital, farm, and power grid was registered through the vault. Erasure meant collapse for billions.
Admiral, the Vault doesn't distinguish between military and civilian registries. If we proceed, billions of innocents will die.
Impossible. The Imperium's infrastructure must have independent systems.
They integrated everything centuries ago. The Purge will cut power to hospitals, water treatment, food replicators. It's not war, it's extinction.
The door slid open. Commander Arun Bhatt stood frozen, his face stricken.
You are talking about genocide. This isn't what we signed up for.
We didn't start this. They left us no choice.
Across the galaxy, Archon Helix's desperate plea flooded every channel. The humans are erasing our species. They will not stop with our fleets. They will snuff out our worlds one by one. On the galactic map, the amber light over Meridia Colony flickered and died. A world of 40 million souls just stopped transmitting. The bridge of the Lexington fell into a heavy silence. The cost of victory had just become the price of atrocity.
40 million people. We pulled the trigger. How are we any different from them now?
They forced the fight, but I'll give them a way out. Open a channel to Helix.
The channel opened live. Across the galaxy, subcarrier frequencies carried the signal.
Archon Helix. Reinstatement of Earth, and a public admission your erasure was illegal. Those are my terms.
You dare. A species we erased, negotiating from a position of strength. You are a ghost. The Imperium will never validate your existence. We would rather vanish than kneel.
The channel cut. Vance had given their only chance. They refused it.
Then nothing changes. Commander Bot, transmit to all commands. Continue the erasure at maximum speed.
Admiral, you heard him. We could still...
Number. They made their choice. We make them remember it.
Admiral Vance strode to the command console. Phase Final had been prepared for this moment. Now it would be used.
Chief Rao, initiate the deletion of the Imperium's founding charter. This ends now.
Admiral, once we start, the Vault will purge all Imperium records within 10 minutes. There is no stopping it.
10 minutes. And billions more will die. We can't undo this.
We can't undo Earth's deletion either. Do it.
The console lit up with a single holographic button. Execute Phase Final. The bridge crew fell utterly silent. Vance's hand hovered over it. For a heartbeat, she saw the faces of the dead. Then she pressed. Instantly, the Vault's core acknowledged the command. The Imperium's founding charter began to delete. A countdown appeared on the main screen. 10 o'clock, 9:59, 9:58. The eradication of the galaxy's oldest empire had become irreversible. Within the Vault, the ancient core AI acknowledged the deletion. The Veil Imperium was now an unrecognized entity in galactic law.
Charter deletion confirmed. Veil Imperium. Status revoked. All associated records will be purged.
Throughout the galaxy, on every world that had knelt to the Imperium, flags and emblems spontaneously dissolved, consumed by digital fire. Official communications went silent. The vast propaganda network simply stopped, mid-broadcast. On Imperium warships, weapons consoles displayed a single error. Invalid owner. No firing authority. From the bridge of his last functioning warship, Archon Helix broadcast a final, desperate message.
By my authority, I declare a state of war between the Veil Imperium and humanity. Let no world stand idle.
Every recipient network returned the same automated response. Sender not recognized as a legitimate sovereign entity. Message discarded. The greatest military power in the galaxy could not even deliver a threat. The silence was absolute. The countdown on the Lexington screen continued. 4:37. The Imperium's final card had been played, and it was worthless. Commander Bot stared at the galactic map as another amber light went dark. Then another. His face was pale, his silence absolute. The countdown showed 3:22. A new broadcast erupted from a dying Imperium colony, live footage of chaos, life support failing, lights flickering, Hospitals went dark. Food replicators stopped. The power grid had no registered owner, so the vault shut it down.
Rao, is there any way to exclude civilian utilities from the purge?
The vault doesn't differentiate, but I might be able to insert a humanitarian exception if I isolate critical infrastructure registries.
Do it. Prioritize medical and power.
It may be too late for some worlds. The purge is cascading faster than I can override.
Rao's hands flew across the console, rewriting protocols on the fly. Some hospital registries stabilized, but on a dozen worlds, the blackout spread. The exception couldn't reach everyone. The countdown reached 2:01. The bridge was heavy with the weight of lives saved and lost. The Imperium's capital world, once glittering with power, now had empty orbital lanes and silent automated defenses in the council chamber. Archon Helix stood alone. The holographic projectors flickered as the building's registration expired.
The Imperium is no more. I am the last of our kind to hold any office, and even that is fleeting.
He began a final address to the empty seats, recording for a history that would never hear it.
We sought to erase a species, and in doing so, we became unworthy of existence. Let this be the lesson for any who follow. Erasure is the deadliest weapon, and it cares not who wields it.
The lights flickered. The vault's purge reached the building's core registry. The power began to fail.
I taught them the weapon. Now it has devoured us all.
The lights died, and the chamber went black. The vault logged the final Imperium facility, purge complete, on the Lexington. The countdown hit 0 o'clock. The galaxy's oldest empire had ceased to exist. With the Imperium's records purged, the ancient vault began its automatic re-indexing of every surviving database.
Admiral, the cascade is logical. The Imperium's nullification invalidates their original Earth erasure. Reinstatement is automatic.
On every console, on every allied station, the notification appeared. Entity Earth recognized. Legal standing restored. A cheer erupted across the Lexington's bridge. Crew members embraced, tears streaming down their faces.
We actually did it. Earth is back.
Yes, but look at the cost.
The holographic map now showed Earth as a blazing amber point, its trade routes reforming. The vast Imperium sector was utterly dark.
We erased an entire empire. Billions are dead.
They forced our hand, but it doesn't make the burden lighter.
The bridge fell silent. Victory had a price, and they would carry its weight forever. Across the galaxy, on every public terminal, the Imperium stars blinked out one by one, trade route algorithms automatically rerouted. Careful to avoid the dark, dead space, the Courtier Assembly issued a formal statement. We condemn the method, but acknowledge the legality. Earth did not initiate. The Imperium's erasure was unlawful, and the response, though extreme, fell within galactic administrative law. On the Lexington, Admiral Vance lowered herself into the command chair, the weight of billions pressing down.
They erased us first. We only showed them what erasure really means.
The map now showed Earth blazing with restored routes, while the Imperium sector remained a dark scar. Vance stared at the scar, no triumph on her face, only a grim, tired understanding.
We are the cautionary tale now, but at least we are still here.
The lesson was seared into the galaxy. Erasure was the deadliest weapon, and humanity had wielded it better. On a dozen former Imperium worlds, local leaders declared independence. Without the central database, their systems flickered. But they were free. Alien merchants cautiously approached human traders, offering new contracts. The old Imperium routes were gone. New ones had to form. On the human colony of New Haven, a supply ship finally landed. The colonists wept as food crates were unloaded. Aboard the Lexington, Chief Analyst Rao compiled the final casualty reports.
The humanitarian exception saved some core worlds. The death toll is lower than it could have been. A few million, mostly from secondary failures.
Commander Bott accepted the report with a grim nod. A few million was still a genocide.
How many humans would have died if we hadn't acted?
Impossible to calculate. Without the erasure, the Imperium would have economically strangled us within a year. Millions would have starved.
The question hung in the air, unanswered. The universe did not deal in clean mathematics. In the end, they had saved their species. But the price was a scar across the galaxy and on their own souls. Days later, a ghostly signal reached the Lexington. It was a recording of Helix's final moments, relayed from a dying Imperium transmitter.
I was the architect of our end. I taught them the weapon they used to destroy us. The humans only did what we showed them. The guilt is mine alone. I am the architect of this genocide.
On the bridge, the crew listened in absolute silence. No one spoke, but the message was clear.
He finally understood the cost of his arrogance, but it came too late.
Too late, as always. But at least he saw the truth before the end.
Behind them, the galactic map displayed the dark, empty scar where the Imperium had once ruled. The recording ended with a crackle of static, leaving only the echo of his confession.
He taught us the weapon. We just proved we were better students.
And so the lesson was complete. In a civilization built on records, erasure was the deadliest weapon of all. Weeks later, the Lexington held position over Luna. Below, Earth thrived once more. Trade ships streaming to and from the blue globe. Admiral Vance stood at the viewport. Her reflection ghosted over the planet she had saved. A priority message from the Corti Assembly arrived. Formal and wary, Earth is invited to join the Galactic Compact as a full member with a special advisory role on administrative warfare.
They want our expertise on how to do what we did. Irony has a long memory.
It's a position of power born from fear. They'll never trust us, but they'll never challenge us either.
Fear is a kind of respect. We'll accept, but we'll never let them forget the lesson.
The message was transmitted back. Earth would rise, but the memory of the Imperium would remain a perpetual warning. Through the viewport, the Lexington's sharp silhouette stood guard as Earth's sun rose golden on a new fearful era. They had erased Earth from the star charts, so Earth erased them from the galaxy, and now the galaxy would never forget. On the Lexington, the night shift settled in. The crew worked with the quiet efficiency of a ship at peace. The holographic map glowed softly. Earth bright, trade routes golden, the dark scar of the Imperium, a silent warning.
We didn't just beat them. We replaced them as the galaxy's cautionary tale.
Better a cautionary tale than a forgotten footnote.
In her quarters later, Vance poured a glass of water. She raised it to the stars beyond the viewport, a silent toast to the billions who would never see another sunrise, and to the billions she had saved. Outside, the Lexington drifted in high orbit above Earth's blue limb, a silent guardian in the new dawn. The galaxy had learned its lesson. Erasure was the deadliest weapon, and humanity would never be erased again. The scar where the Imperium once stood would remain for 1,000 years, a reminder carved in data and in memory. And that was the true victory, not the erasure of an empire, but the survival of a willing memory. The screen faded to black, leaving only the hum of the ship's systems and the memory of a lesson learned. Then, in glowing letters, the words that would define an age appeared. In a civilization built on records, erasure is the deadliest weapon. A quiet voice spoke, as if from everywhere and nowhere. This has been a starbound story. Remember, what's HFY without humanity? The view returned one last time to the Lexington, a dark sentinel against the sun. And as the golden light enveloped the ship, the galaxy turned a page. The Imperium was gone. Humanity stood, and the universe would never forget. The end of one story was the beginning of another. But that is a tale for another time.